Hey everybody, welcome to a new series on JudgeLaurenLakeTV called Legacy. You know why? Because I'm doing it with you know who?
CJ!
Yes, sir! All right, how you doing, sir?
I'm feeling amazing right now.
You are?
Literally, like so good.
Why are you feeling so good?
Because I'm so excited for school tomorrow too.
He's so excited for school tomorrow.
Wow, incredible.
Now that I love, okay?
Yes.
Now why are you excited for school?
I'm excited for school tomorrow because I'm so excited to hang out with my teachers and learn new things. I love all of my teachers. All of my teachers are amazing. And I also love doing like work and stuff. I'm a complete nerd.
That's okay, because mommy's a nerd. That's part of your legacy. Your Nana was a nerd. Your Pop was a little nerdy too. But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. What was I going to say to you? Since you brought it up, let's talk a little bit about school, right?
Yes.
Now, speaking of legacy, my mother and my father were both college professors.
Sorry.
that right there will go on all day. Just get it whatever way you want to get it. And then let's just be done with it.
Sorry.
See, I just threw on a hat, y'all. Number one, I threw on a hat because for some reason, you guys, when I have this hat on, I feel like I can see my mother's face in mine because I don't know, for some reason I look like my mother with this hat on. And which is so crazy because the reason why I got the hat was because my daddy loved cowboy hats. He has the most incredible collection of cowboy hats, which I will be debuting at a later time. But yes, so I decided for legacy that I would wear a cowboy hat, but I ended up looking like my mama. So a cowboy hat for my daddy, but I ended up looking like my mama. But I like it. It worked.
It did?
So anyway, let's go to this school thing. Many people, I've talked about this a lot on Jeff Lewis, and people have had a lot to say about the way I have educated you throughout the years, right?
Yes.
Lots of things to say. Now, I know you're looking at, where are you looking at yourself in there?
I'm looking at myself.
Okay, but you also have to look right here at the camera when you're
ma'am.
talking, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Girl, let me just tell y'all, welcome to my world, okay?
It is what it is.
But anyway, let's talk about schooling a little bit. You mentioned you were very excited to see your teachers tomorrow. You right now are doing private schooling with private teachers.
Yes.
You are not going to a conventional school right now. You were at IMG Academy, but this year we decided to make a change. And you have been homeschooled before. Correct? And so this isn't really new for you.
No.
But I want to hear what you think about it because I do have more of an unconventional approach to education. CJ has gone to public school, he has gone to private school, he has gone to boarding school, and he has also had private teachers. And I'm a believer in trying to give our children what they need when they need it. I wasn't ready when he went to boarding school. I really wasn't. I was just so sad. I knew it was something that he wanted to try. And you're glad you did?
Yes, I did. I learned so much from IMG, and I feel like it made me grow up from like a boy to like a teenager, young adult.
Yeah.
So now I'm at the next stage now where it's teenager to adult.
Yeah, and you know what? You did really well there. And
Thank you.
I mean, I was very proud of you. You were a great student. Your grade point was over 4.0. You never let your grades slip.
Can't let that slide.
And you were a great athlete. But I realized that in this moment, after we were really going to go back, that you needed something a little more.
Yes.
And it's always been this way for you. And it's been hard because you need your academics accelerated, right? But
Correct.
you need to be able to play sports with kids your own age.
Right.
And it becomes problematic when you are double promoted like you were.
Yes.
You were double promoted. Actually, mommy was too, which is very interesting. This series is called
Legacy.
Because so much of it is carried on.
So true.
I was double promoted, and then you moved ahead in grade.
Yes, I did.
And, it was great until you really got serious about athletics.
Yes, that is true. Very much true.
And so how have you been trying to reconcile that? Because You know, at IMG, you were in class with kids who were much older than you. You can't really play sports with them.
Yes.
So how are you dealing with now our kind of recalibration and having you do the private teachers right now?
I actually enjoy it a lot, like I said earlier. It wasn't that big switch because I've been homeschooled before, so I'm used to it already. Mainly for school, it's about the teachers. If you have great teachers, you're gonna have a great time at school, because when the teachers actually want to do their job, you know what I mean?
They're engaging.
Right.
They love teaching. It's
Yes.
something they're passionate about.
That's what it
And
is.
I'm gonna tell you something. He can tell the difference, honey. He will tell me in a minute, Ma, this teacher, she don't really like her
She
job.
just gives us packets, and it's like, okay.
He gets tuned. He gets tuned out. Then he doesn't like
It's
that.
like you're gonna put the slideshow up on the board, and then we gotta write like a six-page packet every single class, and then we have a test the next week. It's like, that's not even fun.
Well, and it's true, and I will say this, I've done a lot of studying and advocating for him as a highly gifted child, which he is, and I've had to advocate a lot for his style of learning. He's very much a hands-on learner. He does get bored quickly. He does need engagement. And look, this goes for lots of learners. There are a lot of people in this world who learn differently.
For sure.
Which is really what you've always had, the issue. You just learn differently.
Right.
And I wrote a piece a couple years ago for the Griot about his experience as a highly gifted Black child and how originally he was really starting to be called the wrong B word. They were calling him bad, right? But he was really bored and bright.
Yes.
Brilliant, actually. He's a brilliant young man, and I'm not just saying that because you're my son. Sometimes you really do amaze me.
Thank you.
But I'm glad that you're adjusting okay. How have you felt being like different? You know, because you are different, and you've been different your whole life. You learn differently. You know, you're always in your class. You're the youngest person in your classes. Like, what does it feel like to be different? Because, you know, I know we've had a lot of talks about this.
I enjoyed being different. I still enjoy being different to this day. But like I said earlier, I felt like the pack was here and I was rising above the occasion. And I was getting better and better and better. And then when I was like almost going to IMG COVID time, I was kind of feeling like, okay, because I'm keeping my like, here's the secret about the Zoom classes. She would watch the Zoom classes.
What? Get out of here.
She would stand in the doorway.
And did.
I mean, oh my gosh. And like, I would answer the questions and she would be standing right there.
And did.
Oh my gosh.
Because during that time, during COVID, honey, them kids wasn't going to school. Them
No
kids was on the
kids.
video games. They had their cameras off in class. Not this one, honey. And I was at home too. I was like, oh no.
was on
Camera
24/7.
on. And you had a little cute bedroom with your little cute desk set up. We set up your stuff so you wouldn't look raggedy. And well, you didn't look raggedy.
No
anyway,
headphones either.
But no headphones. And we had a cute little setup, and he had his Zoom set up, and Mama was not playing about that Zoom. Because I'm gonna tell you something. So many kids just
fell behind.
They did. And
now everyone doesn't know anything when they get up to these other levels. Because keep in mind, just like in math, right? Everything connects. Like, the same way you're gonna do pre-algebra goes to pre-algebra. Algebra and pre-algebra, they combined. I'm in geometry now. They go into geometry and other subjects, and it keeps going on and on and on.
2 + 2 is 4. -1, that's 3. Quick maths.
So if you don't know like the root of something, how are you gonna know? You don't, because you weren't paying attention.
Because your camera was off and you were playing video.
That is so true.
Really.
You gotta stop hate! You gotta stop hate! You gotta stop hate!
I was not gonna let him do that because it was too easy. It was just too easy
So
for them.
easy.
The teachers were worn out. I mean,
Tired.
people had their dogs on. The cats was running around. It was a lot going on during that time. So yes, I am a strict parent, and I was extra strict then, and I would be in that class like, and make sure you're participating, make sure you're doing it. We would do homework, but he's always had to do independent reading. Always. There's always reading something independently
Always.
and writing independently, because you know I will, honey, let's do a page. Let's talk about a subject and let's do a page of writing on that today.
It'll just come out random too. It'll just be like, did you read your book? No, ma'am. Get to it. Or she'll combine it and she'll make me read, and then I'll have to comprehend and write.
And look, ain't nothing
It's been
wrong
like
with
that
it.
since I was a little kid.
And since it's been like that since you were a little kid, we just keep it going. Because guess what? My mom and my dad had me reading and writing, and to this day, I still love to read. I still love to write, and you love to read and write.
I love to
now,
read.
I do give him some books sometimes that he doesn't choose.
I remember when I was in COVID and I was little, I would have to do the reading and I would have to do the journaling for before I could even play just a little bit of Roblox or
no electronics
maybe I don't
until
even know
we
what
read. And until we do some writing and some reading, we do no electronics. And I thought you were about to tell on me, because he used to have, we don't do sleepovers really, but we have a very small group of kids and we've known them for years. They're like family. And we would have a sleepover. So when nobody wanted to sleep over.
Oh,
And
no, I gotta tell this. No. I gotta tell this.
Because why? No,
I'm
I
not-
thought I was the fun house, y'all. I thought I was the fun house because I didn't know any different. But go ahead.
No name dropping, but you know who you are.
Uh-oh.
You
What
know.
happened?
Okay, so it was like that long sleepover, right? It was like, I don't know, that sleepover was like a week. And
No. It
2
was
days,
only
3
long.
days?
No, it was a longer sleepover because their parents had something to do, and so it was a longer sleepover. But
it was fun.
it was fun. It had requirements.
So the first night, right? We're chilling. Keep in mind, this is back in like 2016, and I barely played on my PS4. Now I play on my PS5. She don't even let me on it.
He's played it
Barely.
like 3 times.
Like, I'm trying to play college football. Turn it off.
We're not gonna live our lives on video games. And I know people make money on those video games.
Yeah.
I know. I just cannot. Look, he will have plenty of time when he is out of my house and he can do video games whenever he wants. But while he's living with me and Dad have made a decision
The only games I really play is football games.
that video games are an extra little curricular thing that are outside of you doing all of your cornerstone projects. And that's just the way it works in our house. And I get it, it doesn't work like that in everybody else's house, but it's always been that way in our house and it will always be that way in our house. It's just not something you get up and play every day. Maybe on a weekend, and what we usually do is we have him choose one day a week that he wants to have that type of evening, and he can have a little gaming evening, but we ain't doing it every day. And that's just how it goes. And there's other things we can do. I'd rather us get outside. I'd rather us go for a walk. I'd rather us go for a hike. I'd rather visit friends. I'd rather visit family. I'd rather do a project. I'd rather cook something together. I'd rather you build a Lego world. I'd rather you do your robotics. I'd rather you play with the dog. I'd rather you walk the dog. I'd rather you clean up the house. I'd rather you clean up your room. I'd rather you go outside and do something in the yard. I'd rather you go swimming. Look, I could go on forever at what I would rather have you do
I didn't know it was this many.
than play video games. And I understand that not every mom doesn't agree. A lot of my mom friends are like, oh my God, you're just so over the top with that. But I feel like as a parent, I can see the distinct difference in CJ when he becomes really focused on electronics and games than when he's really experiencing his world and environment in real time. I feel like a lot of our children are drawing into these devices, and it's preventing them for when they need to like sit here and talk like this. That a lot of children today, they can't have conversations. And so again, back to legacy. My mother was a doctor of English literature and African American studies. My father was a doctor of speech and language pathology and linguistics. They both were college professors, worked in educations for over 4 decades. Each of them over 4 decades. We are from a family of learners, talkers,
Yes.
writers, right? And that legacy, I don't want to die. I know we are in an electronic world, and look, we're enjoying you all right now. This is a part of our new series that will be a digital series on YouTube. However, there's some basic things that we just still gonna do in my house, as long as I'm still trying to make all the dreams come true. And I'm very grateful that Dad agrees with me, and he does. He's very big on that, very big on that. And look, just last night, you and your dad had a great time playing. We were all out and you did college. Oh, Lord, he lost.
No man's land, a little stutter and go. Oh my gosh, is he beaten? He's getting disconnected. The ball came out just a little bit late.
Daddy,
2 points. Shador.
He beats everybody. Don't try to blame Shador. That's not the real Shador. That's
nah, real Shador would have made the pass. But Shador, your character.
Shador got perfect timing.
They told me bust out my AP. Perfect timing.
He never even played before, and he beat Back to legacy. See, this is why we don't play video games a lot. You just can't stop. Okay? You just can't stop. Now, so let me ask you this. What does it feel like growing up and you have a strict parent? Because my parents were very strict with me. I am very strict with him. It has not always been favorable for him, but I think as he's getting older, he's starting to get it. But you tell me, you be honest. Legacy, we telling it all, honey. We telling the truth. So tell it. What did it feel like having a really strict? Well, your dad ain't really for all the shenanigans either. He's definitely a little bit more dad. Like, you can get away with a little bit more with him, but not me.
Still stuff he won't let slide, but you, nothing sliding. Oh! Nothing sliding. But so, since I was little, I don't think I've ever had a problem with it. I think it's better for the kid to have strict parents and not just lackadaisical parents.
So you feel like with your kids, you're going to lessen the ropes a little bit?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a good question. Where would you be a little bit more lenient than I have been with you, with your kids? Legacy? What will my grandkids get to do that you didn't get to do?
That's hard because the world is kind of getting dangerous. And I don't want nothing to happen to my kids or my family, nothing.
Not my grandkids. So when you say you wouldn't be as strict though, okay, so tell me something that you feel like I had a really strict rule on that you kind of felt like, Ma, it don't have to be that strict.
1 day video games.
1 day video games. Okay, how much?
Electronics.
1 day with electronics. What do you feel like? How much would you feel like you want to play?
I would just say weekend. That's what I would say.
Do a weekend?
Yes, because
so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Right, because you usually don't let me play. Not Fridays. They're gonna have games on Saturdays. They're gonna be full on athletes.
Right. So you're saying they're gonna play
not on
video
weekdays.
games all weekend long?
No, I'm saying that they'll have to choose. I don't really count Friday. I count Friday as a half a weekend because you still got to go to school that day.
But they're gonna have extracurricular activities. They're gonna have sports and dance and all the things, robotics. Or they're not?
They are.
So you feel like you won't just say 1 day though. You'll give them a little bit more days a week. Like if they want to play a few days, you go ahead and let them play a few.
Not on the weekday though.
Not on the weekday.
No, homework time's on the weekday. But I feel like, cause like the really only day I can choose from is Saturday or Friday. And cause Sunday usually is like it's the last day before school again, or if it's that next Monday. The only time I really choose Sunday if I want a game is if we have Monday off. So I would let them play.
You see how intricate this is? Like we're still talking about when his kids are going to get to play video games.
Probably like Sunday, but it would be a certain time.
Okay.
Like they would have to do like it would depend on their days because I know they're gonna be busy on Saturdays. Shoot, they might have games like I do. I have football games on Sundays, depending on what their schedule is. Or Friday. Friday's always a good day.
They ain't playing. So they ain't gonna be like, because he already got him in all the. This is the point. We are busy nonstop with him.
Yeah.
And with your sports, with your extracurricular activities. And look, I am just not a believer that your go-to should be a video game. But I know times are changing. If it's different for my grandchildren, guess what I'm gonna have to say about it? Nothing. I might offer a little bit of unsolicited advice.
I will take
as
the
a
advice.
nice little
I will
grandma.
take the advice. I will take the advice.
But I'm not going to be, sorry. I'm not going to be overbearing, and I'm going to let it happen. Now, speaking of family, because we're talking about your future family, and we ain't trying to, honey, okay, he knows what his mama's show is about. We're not trying to have no children prematurely, correct?
Correct.
We've had these conversations, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And we don't play these games, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, moving on. So, family is very important to us, right?
Yes.
And the legacy of our family is very important. You did not get to know in person, in the physical realm, your Nana, but I have talked about her, shown you pictures, everything, like since you were born. It's like you talk about her like you know her.
Right.
And even when you were a little boy, I'll tell you what.
Oh, I remember that.
You used to say you were in your room talking to her, and we would just be like, who's CJ? Who are you in there talking to and laughing with? You'd be like, Nana. And I was like,
I remember that day.
Okay. All right. Hey.
Whatever floats your boat.
Oh, hey, look, the spirit world, honey, you can't
It's
control them. It's real. This has been so great. And I hope you will have more conversations with the young people in your life, your children, your nieces, your nephews, about what legacy means and how important it is to build it in real time, right? And to be intentional about it right now. The power of building legacy now. And never forget, you're limitless.
Yes.
And so is your legacy.